spécialement en Syrie, et de mettre en exergue notre mobilisation en soutien à toute solution politique pour amener plus de stabilité, mais surtout de mettre en exergue la préoccupation très grande que nous avons sur le plan humanitaire, à Idlib, mais aussi à la frontière entre la Turquie et la Syrie, et la mobilisation possible de l'Union européenne pour tenter d'apporter du soutien sur ce terrain-là. We had also the occasion to discuss other topics related to the relationships between Turkey and the European Union, and to try to exchange our views, our opinions, in order to make progress, and to have the occasion with this meeting in Brussels to consider that it's a first step in order to have a stronger political dialogue in the short term, in the mid-term, and in the longer term with Turkey. Finally, we decided, and it's very concrete and very important for the next days and for the next weeks, we decided to task Josep Borrell, the High Representative, with his counterpart in Turkey, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, each of them with a team, to work in the next days in order to clarify the implementation of the deal between Turkey and the European Union, to be certain that we are on the same page, that we have the same interpretation about what we do in Turkey at the level of the European Union in order to implement the deal. And we will keep the political dialogue with President Erdogan in the next days. Very important also to share with you that we will debrief the member states. We consulted a lot the member states the last days. It was, of course, necessary in order to inform them, in order to listen to the member states and to their concern regarding the different topics we have to discuss with Turkey. We will debrief the member states, and it will be also the occasion later with the member states, after this process, this high-level political and technical process, Turkey and the European Union through Josep Borrell and his counterpart in Turkey, it will be also the occasion to have, again, a political dialogue at the level of President Erdogan in the next days, in the next weeks, in order to continue this process of information and consultation of the different member states. En résumé, cette réunion est un pas important. Je pense que c'est un pas dans la bonne direction, mais il y a du travail encore que nous devons accomplir sur le plan turc et sur le plan européen ensemble pour tenter de bonne foi, il y avait de bonne volonté de faire le monitoring de cet accord entre l'Union européenne et la Turquie en matière de migration et voir comment on peut à l'avenir continuer à progresser et veiller à ce qu'il y ait une désescalade, à ce qu'il y ait de la modération dans cette capacité de coopérer ensemble sur les différents sujets.
Thank you so much. Good evening. First of all, I want to stress that it is good that the lines of communication with Turkey remain open and active. And indeed, it is a constructive engagement that is a precondition for any solution to the current situation we have on the Greek-Turkish border and to the plight of the migrants in this area. Migrants need support. Greece needs support. But also Turkey needs support, and this involves finding a path forward with Turkey. Clearly, we do have our disagreements, but we have spoken plainly and we have spoken openly to each other about these, and it was a good conversation, it was a good dialogue, and it was a constructive one. We must now focus to find a way forward. Today's discussion focused on mapping the areas on which we can work, both in the EU's interest and in Turkey's interest. And indeed, as you said, a lot goes back to the EU-Turkey statement of 2016, which remains valid. And we discussed today how to implement the missing pieces, to map it again, to analyze it, to have a common understanding what is missing and what is already in place, and then to implement the missing elements. We have expressed very clearly to President Erdogan our commitment to move forward on these issues, provided that this is reciprocal. So I think today was a good starting point of a process that has as a goal, as an aim, first of all, a perspective for the migrants and stability for the region.
Okay, we'll take a couple of questions. We'll start with Lawrence Norman. Thanks a lot. Lawrence Norman of the Wall Street Journal. A couple of questions. First of all, Madam President, you said this morning you don't yet know what Mr. Erdogan's demands would be. You do now. Could you tell us what exactly he wants and what he asked you for? And more broadly, when you say to map the implementation of the 2016 deal, and when you say you want to move forward on that, does that mean we're going back to issues like visa liberalization that got stuck at the time? Is that back on the agenda?
So it was good to see tonight that in the discussions in this evening that there was a clear focus on let's discuss what is fact. Let's sort out how both sides see the past and how we evaluate the EU-Turkey statement. I think it's always important that we do not fight about numbers and facts. We have to have the same approach towards that. Of course, the interpretation of it can be different, or the solutions you draw out of facts and numbers can be different. So it was an important step forward, and that was the demand too on the Turkish side, to have a very close look with experts at the EU-Turkey statement to find common ground where things are missing and where we have been successful. And indeed, we're going through the whole statement. So every topic will be a matter of discussion, a matter of evaluation that will be taken place as Charles Michel just described. And I think this is a good starting point for further discussions.
Okay, we'll have Mark Peperkorn.
Good evening, Mark Peperkorn, Volkskrant, Netherlands. Did Mr. Erdogan give you the assurance that he will stop sending migrants to the border? Because that was one of the aims of this evening.
Yeah, the most important thing for us with this meeting is the fact that our position is very clear. It's important to implement this statement between the European Union and Turkey. And if we implement this agreement, it means that everybody has to fulfill his own commitment. It's the case for the European Union, and we have explained what we have done in order to support the refugees, and we are ready to give more explanation and to continue the technical and the political discussion in the next days with Turkey. And it's also important that what's in the statement and what's in the camp of Turkey has to be fulfilled.
Okay, for the Turkish side, please, yes, Mansolu.
Thank you very much, Şerife Çetin from Anadolu Agency. If you would allow me, I would like to go back to your visit to the Greek-Turkish border last week. Ms. President, you mentioned that you thanked Greece and the security forces for acting as a shield on the European borders. We have been seeing quite horrendous reports coming from Greece where refugees are being tear-gassed, plastic bullets are being used. We are getting the feeling that the European Union is actually avoiding these actions and turning a blind eye to Greece, basically violating international and EU law. How would you explain the EU stance in this perspective? Thank you.
Any use of excessive force is completely unacceptable, and any action of the authorities has to be proportionate. That is clear. And it is for us important that there are 2 points that go together. The European borders have to be respected, and the human fundamental rights, for example, to the right to ask for asylum, have to be respected too. Both go hand in hand.
Thank you very much. See you.
Thank you.
Oh, this was short.